welcome back to our Portuguese homestead. You can hear Puck in the background. So today is just a representation of what we've been doing this last week and a half. The weather is much nicer but also quite rainy, so we've been doing some stuff on and off. But first let's take you into a little walk into nature here around our land, and I hope you enjoy. Voorzichtig, hè?
Kom.
Wat is dat?
Apart.
Paddenstoel.
Mooi.
Mooi. Oké.
Lopen. Mooi.
Mooi.
Oh.
Zien we nog een paddenstoel?
Denk.
Mooi steen. Die is groot, hè?
Oh.
Ja, die is wel 2 keer zo groot als mama.
Back in the garden, we've cleared some trees, and now that the season is here for building, I'm starting on a new project, namely the composting toilet. I actually started already on it. I've built 3 walls, which was the first time I did any walls, so I'm happy with the result. And now we need some beams to put on top as the beams for our floor. Always up for a challenge, I tried and opted to use some of our pine, I chosen the ones that we had to take down in the garden anyways, so as not to use new trees or trees that are not in the way. Last time I've debarked, skinned the trees, I did it on the floor. Some of you had some comments on that. I had some comments on that as well, because it was a terrible position. It was the only way to do it on the slope, because nothing would stay. This time I made sure that I left some of the trunks a little higher, so as to be able to put the stem on top of it and be in a correct working height. And for the rest I used one of those shelters of pellets that we built for the cucumbers in the garden and the pumpkins. I reused it as another stand slash climbing instrument for Puck, and it works out great. I had to make it a little bit higher after the first one, because I still had to be in a very strained position. But now I think it's perfect, at the perfect height at least, so I will be able to get through this quite quickly. And I've 1 down, 3 more to go, and I'll show you when it's done.
So one of the things I've been thinking about a lot and that I wanted to mention in this video, which is also partially inspired by some of the questions I got during our live stream last week. I feel like there's this beautiful image, and of course I just showed you in the beginning of this video. It is wonderful some of the time. If you do it the way we do, you have more time to walk around and spend time with Puck and all that stuff, and that's really nice. You get to enjoy the environment that you're in, but when you go off-grid, it's not all romantic. Life is still here, chores still have to be done. Laundry has to be put away, has to be hung, you need to make your bed. All these things don't go away when you start this life, and sometimes they even take more time. But having a toddler means you have to wash every couple of days anyway. It's not all. I think that's also my goal for this channel, to show you that this is not all fairy tales and rainbows and butterflies. It is some of the time, but going off grid won't save you, it won't heal you, it won't fix you, all your problems. All those things don't go away. Life doesn't go away. In some instances it even can amplify them, so we spend a lot more time together. But if your relationship is not strong or not built on that, then that might be an issue for some people. For some people, their relationship only works because they spend time apart during the day. That is not to say that we're perfect, but we always like to spend time together, so for us it wasn't an issue. But yeah, just to say that, to keep that in mind, to be conscientious of the fact that this is not a miracle cure for all your problems. And I feel like some of the representations that you can see of this life on this platform kind of make it seem that way. I feel like that's not fair for the people who are still dreaming about it.
Alright, I have to confess to a problem I have. Every time we go to the shops together, we tend to buy some trees in this time of year. And this time we came back with a sweet chestnut, persimmon, and a blackcurrant, I think it's called in English. It's a groselliera in Portuguese. And yeah, the problem that comes with that buying trees is that you have to go and plant them. So yeah, that's my job for this morning before lunch. And Puck was so kind to offer her help, of course. So let's go and get started. I think we're at the spot where I want to plant the blackcurrant. It needs to be in full sunlight, and it is a well-drained soil here, and this is a good spot for us. I mean, we're just gonna try, and I just looked it up, so it's not like I'm an expert or anything, but this is the place I've chosen. Hopefully the soil here is good enough. We don't have a soil tester at the moment because that's something we forgot to buy. And we want to just give it a go, and it's not like it's a big investment. I think it was $3.50 or so the tree. So let's get started. My little helper is distracted on the way here, so hopefully she'll join us. But well, we'll see. Okay, next up is the persimmon. It's the soft kind, and it's also called kaki. Well, we bought this a couple of days ago, and it will go into our the terrace below the yurt, where we have many fruit trees, and there's a hole left here which was covered by brush before, and now it's open and there's room for 2 more trees, and one will be this one. Okay, same thing over again. The last one was a little bit tricky to get to, but we are above the yurt now, and it's still relatively close to the yurt. But we have a chestnut, and we want to plant it on this side. And this is where we have the swales on the hill, or the water breaks. It's not really swales, but at least they will break the water, so the water will seep in here more than in other places. So we think that might be a good place to put a chestnut. And the chestnut will have a good chance to survive here. And it's the first of many, and so it's an experiment of how these will do here on this side, to see whether we want to plant more here. Again, not a very expensive tree. It's a small one. We have some more on the other side. We'll see what they do. It's a part of the experiment. So yeah, and this is the place where I haven't been back to get rid of all the stumps, so I have to do that now right here and open it up a little bit.
So Maarten has, now that it's the fire ban has been lifted for a while now, it's been raining a lot, he really wanted to get back into strimming the other half of our land. So that's the more steep part of our land where we have all the cork oak and all the holm oak, and still plenty of bushes. So over time we want to clear all that to make it more safe, more fire proof, plant more trees and everything, and then make it so that we can actually graze some animals on there and really make it into a forest instead of the overgrown mess that it is right now. So he's been chopping away at that. It's quite loud, so I'll turn this down. A couple mornings he already got quite far, but it's still Still a long way to go, I think. Puck tried to, well, Puck succeeded in climbing all the way up with me when I went up to film some of it, and she loved it. And on the way back, we found some mushrooms. Kan je de paddenstoel aanwijzen? Mooi.
Bruin. Wit. Ja, mooi. Anko. Mama, een foto.
Ik maak even een filmpje.
Mooi. Daar. Oh, bos.
I hope you enjoyed this little representation of our week. Before I leave you, I want to say don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, helps YouTube to push my videos, and I have a strange suspicion that some of my even active viewers are getting unsubscribed by YouTube. So be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.